we're looking to reestablish our foundational understanding of not only owning property, because, we own nothing, control everything, but also in the way in which we do business. So I would like to welcome you to this episode of The Foundation. Sorry, that was a lot of current events. But we're going to get it going. Man, the show has been picking up. Look at all these callers. Callers already got their hand up. Now slowing down the queue. I love y'all. Let's get to this. Truths about the 98 number. Does it replace the social? Let's get into this. Shout out to a couple of brothers and a couple of sisters, honestly, in the last month or so that has got me on this topic in private consultations. So I'm just going to go through it on the air. Let's do this. So what I'm doing right now, we're going to talk about the 98 number. Does it replace the social? Can you get a 98 number and replace it with the social? Try to change your name on the ID. If you're a national, throw a national title on the ID and then, try to use the 98 number for a social. Can you do that? Is that legal and lawful? Let's get into that. Also, I want to touch on the validity of, the trust instrument itself, which ultimately is coupled with the so-called 98 number to do business. I did go on highfrequencyradionetwork.com and was looking for these documents that I'm going to be going over. The names of them are Secrets of the Business Trust. The other one is Express Trusts under the common law. They're both PDFs. If you're on the email list for welcometothefoundation.com, I will email these documents. I'm going to email them tomorrow, so I'm going to give people some time to get on the email list. Nope, I'll wait until Saturday. I'll email them. I'm going to give you 3 days to get on the email list. And I'm going to email these documents out tomorrow. These are powerful documents. And the reason why I'm going to go through them is because it touches on multiple subjects. And you're going to see when we touch on this. Welcome to thefoundation.com. Go to the homepage. It's right there. Sign up for the email list. Put your email in there. Push enter or press the arrow. I will send you these documents in 3 days. Because I looked on highfrequencyradionetwork.com. I don't know what's going on, but the link isn't working. And they're not available on welcometothefoundation.com because I'm slipping. But I will send them out to everyone on the email list. Welcometothefoundation.com. Sign up for the email list. Send to all the email subscribers. But let's get into this. Truth about the 98 number. Does it replace the social? Let's talk about this. First and foremost, I don't want no distractions. If y'all understand me, you know who I am. I'm your brother. My name is So L, Speaker of Truth L, Seeker of Truth L. So I'm going to tell you from the utmost standpoint of honor and nobility that you cannot, I repeat, you cannot replace a social security number with a 98 foreign EIN. No. We understand here on the foundation that it's all about the entity. Correct? Correct. What does that mean? So what entity are you using to generate income? Is it an individual? Is it an LLC? Is it a corporation? Is it a corporate nonprofit? Or is it a trust? First and foremost. Next is that entity. Does it owe its existence to legislation? Does it come under the creation of some sort of legislative statute or authority? That's number two. We all know that the birth certificate has a state seal on the top of it. A state seal, and it is signed by a state registrar in most cases. That is not your mother. That is not your father. It is not your family seal. This is a state entity. It receives a social security number. It is the only entity that receives a Social Security number. That state entity, which you believe to be you, or your all capital name, or you believe to be your straw man, or you believe to be your property according to ridiculous thoughts regarding Minnesota Rule 220, is not you, is not yours. It owes its existence to the state. There's a state seal on the originating documents. Some of y'all say, well, the long form is the original. Well, what's on the top of the long form? And where is the long form filed in order to draft the actual certificate? I'm just going to be clear. I don't make money off of 9-8 numbers. I'm not going to sell you a YouTube video on how to get your 9-8 number or send you a DVD with instructions on how to get your 9-8 number. You got to get with trustee training if you want to know anything with regards to obtaining anything like that. But I'm going to tell you, you cannot, I repeat, cannot swap out a 9-8 number, which, by the way, is a foreign identifying number given by the IRS Philadelphia campus to a trust. When you're on your phone, when you're talking to IRS, when they send back the paperwork, when they're on the phone, they'll tell you the IRS puts trust or TR after the name of the trust. Is that okay? And you say yes. If you're on the phone, if you send it in, if you fax it in, that's just what they do. They designate, they're telling you when they issue the EIN that it's a trust. So you're attempting to use a trust number that the IRS issued as a trust, telling you that you got to file Form 1041 and trying to use that as a social? That's federal, some sort of federal fraud or something. Some sort of federal, I don't know. That's something bad, yo. That's some sort of fraud. You know that's not the social. You know it's the EIN. They told you it was a trust EIN. You're trying to swap that out for the social. Go into a bank and give them a 9-8 number when they ask for the social. And see what happens. See how the banker looks at you. And for real, if it's European, see if they don't call in their manager and see if they can somehow get you arrested. Because they're going to feel a certain way, because in their eyes, you about to get them in trouble. You about to get them fired. I was on a trustee called me because they were looking to open their trust account and the banker was giving them a problem. Talking about you can't open these types of accounts. We need this, we need that. All types of frivolous stuff that didn't matter. That was not germane to the actual, situation. So, she got on the phone with me, this banker. I was talking to this banker. The trustee gave the phone to the banker. And this banker went from saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do it, to saying, oh, I didn't know about that, and I don't feel comfortable opening an account because if I do something wrong, they come down on me and I get in trouble. Exactly. You worried about getting in trouble. They worried about getting fired. Go in there and give them a 9-8 number, talking about, yeah, that's my social. And see what they do. If they open that account and it comes back, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. It's all about liability in the public. So look, straight up, before I get into this really seriously, does it replace the social? Does the 9-8 number replace the social? No, it does not. It does not. Does it replace the social when it comes to generating income and reporting the income? There you go. That's the whole point. Instead of generating the income with the social and having to report that income on an individual return, we generate the income with the EIN of the trust and report that income on a trust return on the 1041. Period. Can you make a trust in your name? Sure. Can you create a trust in your national name? Sure. Can you create a trust? The name is Foomp. Sure. Willie Bobo Foo Foo Noo Noo Poo Poo. The IRS is going to put TR after Willie Boo Boo Foo Foo Poo Poo. And you can open an account. If your trust indenture is worth its salt, it's going to say in there that the trustee is not allowed to do anything that will bring any bad light on the good trust name. And, naming the trust Willie Boo Boo Foo Foo Poo Poo is, I don't think that's compliant with the contract. But trustfully, You understand what I'm saying? No, don't do it. I'm telling you. Someone told you. I'm the type of person, here's how I work, and you might work like this. Here's how I work. I'm the type of person, right? And I give this example all the time. Let's say, we're walking across a bridge, right? And one of the boards, I can see that part of the bridge is sagging and it's about to break. And I'm like, man, it's about to break. I'm not going to walk on it. But then I see like 3 other people that didn't notice that it was about to break. They go and walk on it and they fine. Okay, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's fine. Even though, and then I saw that it was about to break. Man, do you know it's going to break on me? Because I saw that. That's my luck. And if that's your luck, I just told you that it doesn't replace the social. So now you know. Go ahead and try to do it. I feel like the things that I do when I know that I'm not supposed to come back and hit me the hardest. So L, speaker of truth, L, I'm speaking the truth. No, it does not replace the social. You cannot use a 9-8 number and give them an ID from the state. Even if you did put your national title on that in that ID, it's still a state ID. And then trying to give them a 9-8 number and say, oh, that's the social. There might be some federal charges involved with that, and they change these laws all the time. Like my cousin used to say, mess around and get popped off. You feel what I'm saying? Express trust under the common law. Like I said, everyone on the email list will receive this document. I want to go through this pretty quickly, excuse me, because, there's some powerful stuff in here. Bottom line is, in 1911, there was a resolution or a resolve by Chapter 55 that the tax commissioner of Massachusetts was directed to make an investigation of so-called voluntary associations organized or doing business in the Commonwealth under a written instrument or declaration of trust. The beneficial interest under this was divided into transferable certificates of participation or shares with the view to determining the present legal status of such voluntary associations and whether or not their prohibition or further control and regulation by that Commonwealth is advisable and in the public interest. So basically, the tax commissioner was directed to investigate whether so-called voluntary associations, what we know as peer trust or common law trust or private trust or contract trust, will be whether or not their prohibition and further control and regulation by the Commonwealth was advisable to public interest. The Attorney General hereby directed to give the tax commissioner such assistance as the latter may desire. Basically, it breaks down, what the Attorney General was supposed to do with regards to helping and advising the tax commissioner with regards to coming up into this decision. And, it allowed for $2,500 as far as reasonable expenses, so on and so forth. We're not even going to get into this. But the first paper is voluntary associations. The Honorable Woodrow Wilson, in his cogent address entitled The Lawyer and the Community, before the American Bar Association at Chattanooga, Tennessee, August 31st, 1910. I've been talking about these trust stuff since 1910 and before. The validity of the trust entity should not be questioned. I had an enrolled agent that I was being mentored by, and there are some other, trust mentors that I was being mentored by with regards to trust. When I first began to understand that I was going to be teaching this, and that's what the accountant, he would always say that the validity of this entity is not to be questioned. He was talking about the trust entity. So 1910, transmitted later in pamphlet form, challenged the profession in demanding that the impersonal feature of corporations should be restricted as the one obstacle that has blocked progress toward effective corporate reform. This question, he says, stands at the foreground of all modern economic questions so far as the United States is concerned. Liberty is always personal, never aggregate, always a thing in erring in individuals tanking singly, never in groups or corporations or communities. The individual unit of society is the individual. That is why a plea so earnestly for the individualization of responsibility within the corporation for the establishment of the principle of law that a man has no more right to do a wrong as a member of a corporation than as an individual. Basically, he's basically saying in 1910 that the personal responsibility should supersede the corporate responsibilities. Basically saying if something happens with a corporation, if the corporation breaks a law, every person, every like natural person involved with the administration of that corporation broke the law, not the corporation. This is what he's saying. But corporations were explicitly created for that purpose, to shield, the organizers and shareholders from liability. Mr. Wilson was promptly advised from Boston that his call upon the profession had been anticipated by the Massachusetts numerous express trusts declared in the state, which exercise common law natural right. Y'all pay attention when I'm about to read. Common law natural right to employ all the mere incidents and accessories used in the management or mobility of property, such as transferable shares, bond issues, promissory notes, etc., but which do not and need not arrogate any essential of a corporation, such as merging natural persons into a impersonal, artificial entity, or suing or being sued under their designated name, and which, with proper provision for reimbursement, place upon trustees a personal responsibility that corporate laws are especially designed to evade, and which evasion, legalized by state legislatures, both confirms the popularity and causes the condemnation of corporations. Basically, they're saying what corporations do, let me get back to that, do not and need not arrogate any essential of a corporation. So what an essential of a corporation is, or like a default, corporations merge natural persons into an impersonal, artificial entity. Did you hear that? Y'all hear that? In 1911. This is in 1910. But this paper was written in 1911. They were saying that corporations merge natural persons into an impersonal, artificial entity, allowing them to be sued under the designated name. This is how you're brought into the public. The corporation I'm talking about is that all capital name. That all capital name merges the natural person into an impersonal, artificial entity. Ooh. They break it down. Y'all got to read this. That's why I'm sending it to everybody on the email list. You will get this document. You need to study this. Mr. Wilson was referred to, among others, the example furnished a century ago by Alexander Hamilton, who employed this trust method in use long before his day. I'm talking about Mr. Wilson's day. In organizing the Merchants Bank of New York. So Alexander Hamilton organized the Merchant Bank of New York in trust form. And he was further reminded that some corporation promoters might discourage this effective personal bulwark, and that states like Maine and New Jersey that have coined money by marketing corporate charters created on the impersonal basis might frown upon this sound, independent, common law trust method of administration. Mr. Wilson promptly expressed his sincere appreciation of the information that had been called to his attention, to a most interesting manner which he wished more carefully to look into after the distraction of the present campaign are over. So Woodrow Wilson, he was running for president at the time. In guarding the state and the business world from the pitfalls of the personal corporate bodies, both the bar, this bar association, and the bench should encourage, those are the judges, should encourage the application to affairs of the elastic, effective, and well-grounded principles of common law trust. Mr. Wilson, in his Chattanooga address, insisted that although corporations must continue to be used as a convenience in the transaction of business, yet they must cease to be used as a covert for wrongdoers. Speaking to the fact that corporations, I mean, look at what corporations are doing today, multinational corporations. Didn't Nestle and all these water bottle companies remit that, like, they have microscopic amounts of plastic in their water? These corporations are interested in profit, not, the upholding of natural law and do no harm. Express trusts, which now meet with augmented approval in Massachusetts, and the merits of which the country at large begins to appreciate, put the legal estate entirely in one or more trustees' hands, while others have a beneficial interest in and out of the same, but are neither partners or agents. This simple, adequate common law right, any person or group of persons, sui juris, may exercise. The trustees issuing certificates of beneficial interest divided into shares, as well as issuing bonds and other obligations as freely as they open a bank account, have a passbook, and draw and circulate checks, or make whatever contractual relations are allowed to persons as a natural right. Express trusts have been in successful operation in Great Britain and America for generations. They have been and applied wisely in both hemispheres to property valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. To affirm at this date that considerations of public policy do not countenance express trusts that utilize conventional business accessories is to challenge sound economics. Public policy is not always immutable. Neither lawyers nor laymen can ignore experience or the truth. It was Coleridge who wrote that a man who squares his conscience by the law was a common paraphrase or synonym of a wretch without any conscience at all. If public policy is the instance, in this instance, is to be measured as it should be by a standard of stability rather than instability, the startling contrast presented latter between express trusts and Massachusetts corporation ought to modify some notions of public policy. It is a substantiality of the trust principle based upon personal responsibility and efficiency that has so commended its over loose, evasive corporation laws found from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Trustees under express trust pay taxes on their real and personal property. Trustees have to report fully to their beneficiaries or be called to account in court by them. Publicity, as with partnerships, is secured to all who are entitled to it. Public curiosity, mere prying, or prurient curiosity is not gratified and ought not to be. The trustees are protected as they should be from personal loss by a provision from exoneration or reimbursement from the estate, except in case of willful default or fraud. Express trusts under the common law, regulated by equitable principles and practice, furnish some of the highest models for administration. Corporations under state laws invite and are responsible for the greatest business scandals in our history. One who prefers to drink from a pure spring on a common cannot justly be charged with evading a nearby licensed barroom. The latter may often be wisely avoided. Basically saying is, one who prefers to do business under contract cannot be charged with evading doing business through, a certified estate agency or through, the debtor. Just because you're doing business through contract, there's no charge with not doing business with the debtor or not doing business with a public LLC. As for equitable laws that regulate trusts and trustees, they are a well-formed system which Mr. Justice Story pronounced as even more symmetrical in the United States than the original system in England. Mr. Perry, one of America's leading authorities upon trusts, affirms that every kind of valuable property, both real and personal, that can be assigned at law may be the subject matter of a trust. And further, the person who creates the trust may mold it into whatever form he pleases. Check this out. Pay attention to this. The federal Constitution protects trustees as citizens, lowercase c, throughout continental United States, but corporations, not being citizens, as that word is used in the Constitution, do not have privileges and immunities of the citizens, lowercase c. Corporations cannot enter another state except on the terms which that state prescribes, but trustees under a will or under an express declaration of trust are natural persons and are citizens in the fullest sense under the Constitution, and as natural persons possessed of both state and national citizenship, are entitled to all the privileges and immunities of the citizens of the several states. Are you a citizen of the several states, or are you a United States citizen? This is cold and crucial. The 14th Amendment allowed for uppercase citizens. They're right here, they're talking about lowercase citizens. This is dealings with nationality, principles of nationality. Nationality and contract supersede commerce or commercial contracts. Keep that in mind. Moving forward, I'm going to skip on to voluntary associations. The second paper, this is dated December 11th, 1911. First, they're saying that corporations are supposed to bestow numerous privileges, whereas for the most part, they merely recognize and adopt certain natural common law rights that are not corporate prerogatives or privileges. Second, they're stating that corporations present the highest model for organized capital, whereas 3 standards of administration offered by 1, corporations, 2, partnerships, and 3, express trusts, that of corporations is the lowest, while that of express trusts is the highest. Third, it's being stated that express trusts are partnerships, whereas the law of partnerships is a branch of the law of principal and agent, while trustees under an express trust are the absolute principals, but accounting to the beneficiaries who have no powers, either as principals or agents in actual administration. This distinction is clear and indisputable. Basically, and fourth, that prohibitive and repressive or regulative legislation as to common law modes of administration can be partial or unequal, whereas inequality in that respect creates constitutional conflict. Ooh, this is what it is. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution states in part, no state shall pass any law impairing the obligation of a contract. An express trust is a contract. So corporation, as a rule, bestow nothing save the artificial entity. Keep that in mind when you're talking about the all-cap name. That merges natural persons into an artificial being with the right to sue and to be sued in a corporate name. And as the state creates these fictitious beings, it feels bound to regulate them to some degree. Whatever else, most corporations possess beyond their artificial entity and right of suit in their respective names are mere consequences or incidents of incorporation rather than primary constituents. This is Walls Pollock on the Constitution, page 126. Such as issuing transferable shares or limiting liability or using a seal or making bylaws or purchasing land and chattels. These being merely a recognition and adoption of natural common law rights that any person or persons sui juris may exercise without a charter. Shout out to Brother Tariq Bey. I always hear this brother talking about sui juris. I had the pleasure of meeting this brother in New Jersey. He is a noble. He is of exceptional character. Definitely. Peace be upon Brother Tariq Bey, because he be on the sui juris. Sui juris is important. The court in the case of Warner versus Beers refers to several trusts and unincorporated associations having the right to employ such accessories, one of the more prominent being that the Merchants Bank in in the city of New York with limited liability as well as transferable shares, the articles of association for which were drawn by Alexander Hamilton. We're talking about this again. Alexander Hamilton drawing up these corporate shares. In the opinion of justices in the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts given to the state legislature in 1908 on the taxation of transfers of stocks is the following. None of these statutes implies that an excise tax may be laid upon any company, association, or partnership engaged in simple business like husbandry, merely because the members agree among themselves that their ownership shall be represented by transferable certificates of shares. Such an arrangement between two or more associates is a simple contract which they have a right to make and which gives them no franchise or privilege from the government. Such an arrangement does not distinguish them in any way that the state can recognize and make the foundation of an excise tax. This was expressly decided in Gleason's versus McKay, 134 MASS.419. Should I keep going? We're running out of time. Secrets of the business trust. Definitely one of the things I want to tell you. The truth, here's the secret. The truth is that although many trusts must conform, the irrevocable peer trust or contract trust need not and should not conform to any specific rule of law for trusts, for it is not truly a trust. It is a contract in the form of a trust. This is the great secret that has confused and misled so many people. There's two categories of trusts. The statutory trusts which are defined in precise terms and which are bound by procedural structure fall in the category of trust which arise by privilege. In those cases, some deciding authority or agency, whether the IRS, the American Law Institute's Committee on Trust, or some other body or agency, has seen fit to describe and limit a particular kind of trust. Contractual trust, the other broad category of trust, is that created by contractual right. Privileges can be withdrawn, revised, or modified by the giver, the state. But a right is that which is incapable of revision or modification and cannot be statutorily abridged. In Restatement of the Law on Trust, which is quoted earlier, we read a statement of the rules of law relating to the employment of a trust as a device for carrying on business is not within the scope of the restatement of the subject. Although many of the rules applicable to trust are applied to business trust, yet many of the rules are not applied, and there are other rules which are applicable only to business trust. The business trust is a special kind of business association that can be best dealt with in connection with other business associations. Bottom line. Once again, those are the two documents, and there's way more in this. You need to study this stuff. You really need to study this stuff because as you continue to study this stuff, more and more stuff begins to become clear. And what that is all this stuff starts to fall into place as far as what's really going on and what this really is. What are we going to do here? I'm going to go to the phone lines in a minute because I'm done. But I do want to say this. People hear the words trust. A trust is a right of property held by one party for the benefit of another. That's the bottom line. That's what it is. That's the legal, basically the legal definition as well. What else is going on is express trust. A lot of people hear express trust. Express trust. What is an express trust? Let's get into this. A trust exists when you say it does. You can take the name of someone from your past, the name from someone who had a great positive effect on you, and you can create a trust. You're not saying that that's that actual person, but, it's definitely a person. It's a legal person in the form of a contract. It's recognized, contracts, these types of contracts are recognized to do business in over 120 countries. I'm missing. So, What is a trust? A trust exists when you think it does. Now I gotta understand what I'm saying. A trust exists when you think it does. What is an express trust? An express trust is a trust that exists when you thought it did, and then you actually said it out loud. You said it outside your body. You expressed it. You expressed that existence of a trust. You understand what I'm saying? Now moving forward. In law, there is a maxim of law. The spoken word flies out of the window. The written word remains forever. So in law, when you're dealing with the public, what is an express trust? An express trust is a trust that you thought of, then expressed outside of yourself verbally or through writing it down. An express trust is expressed in words written on paper. A trust is created when you think it, when you say it exists, and I want to make that clear. Especially in the private. So that's pretty much for the show. Y'all definitely go to welcometothefoundation.com. At the very least, sign up for the email list. I would appreciate it if y'all check out the Foundation on Facebook, the Foundation on Instagram, the Foundation's on Twitter. You can find all of those social media profiles for the Foundation on welcometothefoundation.com. If you are signed up for the email list, you just go to the email that you get from the email blast, and all of those social media links are in the email, so on and so forth. But the Foundation is definitely on these social networks. Definitely post on Facebook and Instagram more, but the Twitter page is getting up and running as well. So add that, the stuff that I don't put on Facebook, stuff that I don't put on the website, and then, vice versa. So you want to, be a part of all of it. Definitely. But before we go to the phone lines, I do want to say, when it comes to this 98 number, stop thinking that you can use it to replace the social and give them a state ID for that state agency that merges natural personhood and corporate personhood. That's why they throwing us in jail. Because it's not working. It is not a replacement for a social. It's a 14th Amendment citizen that is granted corporate citizenship or personhood. We got to get on this. Yo, some of the music is missing. But more than that, what happened to the But more than that, it's like knowing what the EIN is for, knowing what this trust EIN is for, and knowing that this EIN coupled with an express trust is really all you need to do business privately, title assets privately, avoid probate, tax, estate tax, gift tax, inheritance tax, generation skipping tax, any type of creditors, litigation, stuff like that, foreclosure, so on and so forth. It's all about trust and putting things into trust. So with that being said, I'm going to go to the phone lines in a minute. I'm having trouble finding the record that I usually use on the way out. I wonder if Yusuf, I thought Yusuf was back. I don't know if y'all saw it. He created some episodes, and then I don't know if he did the episodes. I didn't really see it, but I thought he was back, y'all. And I saw it too. If you saw it, I saw it too. But he's still on YouTube. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I'm gonna have to improvise. Phone lines are open though. 424-222-5250. You can press 1 to talk to Sot. We got about 3 minutes left on the broadcast, so if you are listening to this episode online, or you on Blog Talk or the website, you want to call in 424-222-5250. You will be kicked off the stream. I'm gonna go over. I usually do anyways, so that's no problem. I'm trying to get all these callers, man. Look, man, I want to definitely say everybody who's been sharing the show, sharing the websites, welcome to thefoundation.com, sharing the posts on social media. You're helping and really blow up this platform, the foundation. It's really getting big. I'm really getting busy, and that's a good thing. So thank you. Pass the website out as much as you want. The calling number as much as you want. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So once you give them the information, it's up to them what they do with it, and that is what it is. So yeah, phone lines 424-222-5250. Also 563-999-3625. We're gonna go to the phone lines. Let me give this a little second. Right here. Man, look at all y'all called in on the switchboard. I gotta look at the the back off, the back studio of the show when I create a new show, and I always see the numbers from last week. How many listens and stuff for the last 7 days. I'm always impressed. I'm always humbled when I see all those archive listens. Those aren't live listens. Those are archive listens. And I want to say I definitely appreciate all y'all. I know a lot of you have a lot to do with this. It's very, very, very humbling to me. And I don't know what else to say besides thank you. Thank you very much. I love you, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Honors and blessings on your family. But in all honesty, I'm really humbled. I'm really, really humbled. I almost can't believe it. So once again, we got 60 seconds left in the broadcast. We're going to the phone lines, 424-222-5250, 563-999-3625. If you are not called in, you will get kicked off of the broadcast during the question and answer. With that being said, let's do this. All right, let me see this. What we got here? First caller. Let me do this first caller. Oh man, give me a second. It froze up real quick. I'm gonna bring in. Who is this? Let's bring in Sister Yvette. Let's bring in Sister Yvette first. Peace, Sister Yvette. How you doing?
Peace and blessings, Saltel. Peace to the kings and the queens of the community. I am so glad that you gave clarity on the 98 number and the social. People need to understand these, and I'm speaking to the community because we have a lot of listeners that are just starting out in the communities. A lot of listeners are coming from other communities, and they need clarity. And you have to have the correct information when you are going into the private knowledge, the correct training, the correct ways of doing things so you don't get yourself in trouble. And that's the point I try to make. Yes, do we need the social? Yes. Unfortunately, that is our tracking numbers so they can track us. Until we know better, we have to do as such. But the thing about it, kings and queens, you're learning. You're coming from other communities. You got little bits and pieces. Some of you are still babies. You will grow as you go along. Get into your trusteeship training. Be careful. Make sure that you apply all that you have learned properly. Don't do it just to say, oh, well, I got this, and I'm going to do this. Don't try to change whatever you were taught to do. Make sure that you get the correct counseling, the correct training, the correct instruction. Like Saldell said, wrong information will definitely get you hurt. Sister Yvette says wrong information will definitely get you jailed. Kings and queens, we're in a time, in a situation right now, we're getting real out here, and they're not playing with us. Yes, they're enticing us to get things that we can't afford. They call our communities poor. We can't be too poor if our statistics show the amount of monies that we're spending, the amount of things that we're acquiring. We don't have perfect credit. Everything that we deal with is liquid cash. We can't be too poor. I challenge you, communities, and I say communities, kings and queens, I challenge you to get into the proper training. Take your trusteeship training. If you don't have the correct amounts or the full amounts, hit the man on the email. Hit him on the email. Explain this is what you have. Because as they say, we're poor. The poor man will go to the store and spend $1, $5, $10, and he's consistent. A rich man is going to hold on to his because he doesn't want to part with it. We're poor, as people say. We're not really poor. And the last thing I want to say, community, we are not bonded. We are already free. We are free as a people. Free your mind, free your thinking. The only thing that's bonded is the things that they try to hold us to. We are free as a people. Don't ever let anybody tell you we're bonded. We are physically free. We are spiritually free. We are emotionally free. And we are financially free. We just got to get the right people to put it in the right perspective for us. Be blessed, communities. Brother Saul L., kings and queens, peace.
Appreciate you, Sister Yvette. Peace and blessings. Thank you, as always. All right. I had to find the record, y'all. Didn't even feel right without it. Let's go to the next caller. Oh. Let's go to Brownsville. Peace, family. How you doing?
Hey, what's the deal, so L? How you doing? I'm all right. What I want to say to my sister, I want to add on to my sister Yvette, just down from Brownsville. A lot of times you'll go to the store and you'll have a tab. Get a tab with So L. Get a tab with So L. Get a tab with whoever out there. Say, look, this is a tab. Because, you know, when you go to the store, you have a tab and you owe them. Get a tab. Learn this stuff. Get a tab. Get a tab so then So L could say, like, look, you owe me this much. You got this much to pay. Just like you pay that guy at the store or you pay that guy wherever the number spot and you got a tab. Get a tab with So L. Get a tab with Houston. Get a tab with whoever. Get a tab with them. And the other thing I want to say, I don't have too much to say. It's just like I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. But how you doing, So L?
Oh yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. No complaints.
I'm doing some libation.
I got my
I'm
health.
doing some libation. You got your health. That's
okay.
Good. That's good. What happened is that I probably hit that one and come in and out again. But I'm gonna let you take the next caller. All right. So Brian from the Bay or Ballad or Copper Tone or whoever, you know. To all the callers out there, just as my sister said, the kings and the queens, the princess and the prince. You got the prince out there and you got the princesses. So all of them out there. So I'm gonna let you take the next caller. So L, you know.
Appreciate you, family, man. As always, man, love you. Keep your head up, and thanks for calling in, man.
I love you too.
Take care of yourself.
All right.
Peace.
You too.
Next caller, 803-5742. 803-5742. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, brother Teron.
Oh, what's up, Teron? What's going on, man? Oh, yeah.
Man,
how you doing,
family? That's pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, no complaints, man. Life is great. Wonderful.
I had to chime in, man, after what Yvette said and her brother said, Daryl from Brownsville. They kind of struck a nerve when they were talking about poor. You need to understand the difference between poor and broke. You know what I mean? You can make poor decisions. That don't mean, you can be broke right now, but that don't mean you're poor in spirit or poor in character. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we just got to work as a community to reverse that. He was talking about keeping tabs and whatnot. That's extended credit. And, that's a field that I play in. So, you just need to work on financial literacy as well as understanding, what you provide through the foundation, through trustee training, because I can attest to it, So I had to chime in and say something about it, man, because it changed my life, and I thought I was doing something until I bumped into you, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know, it's very important to distinguish the two and understand how to leverage all these situations, all the information that's being provided, checking, knowing what your credit is, knowing how to administer your entity. So, I just wanted to chime in. I don't want to go on a whole spiel about it, but I definitely had to chime in and add to what they were saying because they made some valid points.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. I agree. Poor is really a situation where...
Can I drop a gem? Let me drop a gem real quick.
Man, go ahead. It's your turn.
Let me annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com. You get one free every year by law under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You have to. The bureaus have to provide you with one. So you see what you're looking like on paper. You don't want to walk blindly into these institutions or go sign up for something or be doing this and doing that. You need to know, you can't go to the playing field without a playbook. You're not going to win the game that way. You got to have a strategy. All wars are won or lost before you ever hit the battlefield. So know what you look like on paper, and there are ways to remedy what don't look right. If you need a more like extensive monitoring or something like that, the best source is ProCredit. Signup.procredit.com. 7-day free trial. After that, it's like $30 a month, but it's not Credit Karma, which is not accurate. This is legit FICO scores. So if you haven't used your one freebie from annualcreditreport.com, use that to see what you look like and kind of plan around that, and then go sign up at signup.procredit.com. Really see what you look like on paper. See how many inquiries you have. See what creditors say you have some alleged debt with them. Get back in the game and understand how to utilize the information that you provide in conjunction with that information and change the situation. And it can be done in a very short period of time. Because financially being held down or being, they keep their thumb on us with the finances, with commerce. I don't really want to go way, way, way down that road because, I could talk for 20, 30 minutes on that topic alone. I just wanted to put that bug in, touch the right person, even if it's one person. If I can help change that situation, I feel like I did my job.
Annualcreditreport.com. ANNUAL creditreport.com. And they do. That's a jewel. That's a jewel. It's definitely a jewel. So I appreciate
that, man. You got cats out here charging for it, and I'm gonna get it to them for free. They charging for it. This is free game. Besides that, ProCredit, PRO is sign up, SIGNUP .procredit, network.sot.com. Like I said, it's a 7-day free trial. They'll charge your card $1 to make sure it's legit. See what's going on. See your extensive report. This is the way to get around paying them $30, $40 per report, per bureau. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of cheat codes, I would call them, to get what you need without breaking the bank or breaking your pockets. Because by the time you buy 3 reports, you're going to spend $120. The way I see it, that's 4 months of credit monitoring with a $1 million identity theft protection. You know, just a little bit of free game, man. I want to help my people.
Appreciate that. And, you know, the people appreciate it, Brother Teron. Thank you very much. You'll be coming back on the show here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I'll be on there.
I
got a few more.
You've been in the lab.
Your way as well.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
We all appreciate that. Thanks for calling in, family. I definitely talk to you. So.
Like what? For sure.
No, dude.
For
all
sure.
Right, man. Peace.
We're linking the private. I just had to drop that in.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In a minute, family. Peace.
Peace.
Always cool when family touches down. Next caller, 718-8092. 718-8092. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This guy from Brownsville again. When I used to be boxing in amateurs, I used to be in the club Best Side Boxing from George Washington, Mark Wheeling, Riddick Bowe, and George Washington told me I fight like Muhammad Ali. And the point I'm trying to make right now is that I fought some of the best, but they refused to stop the fight because nobody beat you guys. I fought Jab Judah brother. I fought a lot of good guys. When I fought guys and they said they was the champion, they was the defending champion, I made them prove it. And they refused to start the fight because nobody ever seen these dudes got beat up like they got beat up before. They were supposed to start the fight, but they refused to start the fight. Like Larry Holmes against Muhammad Ali, and Larry Holmes waving the referee to start the fight. But they didn't do that with me. They just enjoyed the fight. I was like 10 guys apart when I was in the amateurs. But the point I'm trying to make, when I say keep a tab, the meaning of keep a tab. My uncle was a jockey in the 50s and the 60s. Horses. He used to like ride horses in the 50s and the 60s. But the point I'm trying to make, sometimes we don't have money. Well, I'm like this. If you give me $25, you see, I've been to the top. I know how to get back to the top, right? If I had $1 million before, I could get $1 million again. And if I gave $1 million away, I never say, yo, I gave you $1 million. I'm not the type of dude say, yo, so I'll give you $1 million, and before you had $1 million, you had nothing. I'm not that type of dude. I don't take no. I don't. That's what I do. If I give $1 million away every day, that's what I do. You know, I don't be looking like, yo, I gave you $1 million. Yo, you owe me this and that. I don't do that. Yeah, you know, because what happened that I come to party. I come to like. I'm not waiting around for nobody to come up with nothing. I come to have fun. You know, I come to have fun. So brother, what happened?
You know, brother, you know I love you. I got other callers, family. I'm sorry, man. So you must have, pushed one again.
That's what I'm saying, so L. That's what I'm saying, so L. Yo, put them on the IOU. If they need something, give it to them. Put them on the IOU, so L. Like that. Put them on the IOU so you can build and you can work with them. All right.
I got you. Appreciate you, man. Peace to the guys.
All right. All right.
Some people ain't worthy of the IOU, man. You know, they ain't got no honor. They just say some stuff and don't stand on their word. And, you know, I don't like to put myself in positions where I'm feeling a certain way about the decision I made. Does that make sense? I try to, like, keep myself out of situations where I know that I will be less than happy about the result. So I think that's, like, an ultimate way of taking care of myself and protecting others. So, you know, not everybody's worthy of the IOU. I hear you. Not everybody's worthy. I see Sister Jabira. I'm gonna bring you in. I saw you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh. Where'd she go? There she is. Peace, sister. How you doing?
Peace, brother. Peace. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Wonderful. I really didn't want anything. I just wanted to say peace to you. I appreciate you. Peace to the guys. And that's it. I'm so full right now. I appreciate all of you throwing into me tonight. It was all good information, very, very good information. And that's it for me. I'm ready for trustee, the next class, and I'm ready to go. Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate you calling in. And, thank you very much. And, yep, I'll catch you either, next class or before that, Just hit me up if you need.
Indeed.
All right. Peace, sister.
Peace.
Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, peace to the mothers, and peace to the fathers. And peace, once again, I can't leave y'all out. Peace to the single fathers, peace to the single mothers. Straight up. Woo! Extra piece, two-handed piece. You get a piece from the right hand and the left hand. Double piece. 2 pieces. What's up? Let's go to, I think, is that Mello? Mello, peace, family. What's good?
Peace. Reporting live from Birmingham, Planet Birmingham, brother. It's your brother, Birmingham Bay. Also, Coppertone. You know what it is, man. What's the business? Islam, Hotel, Alafia, Bora, Shishay. You know what I'm saying? What the biz is to everybody out there. You know what I'm saying?
Peace, family.
I'm on the Max Transit. We work in the public, so I'm in the public, opting out with these public services or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And we live, you know what I'm saying? I'm tuning in. I'm on the frequency, taking note, you know what I'm saying? Likewise, you know what I'm saying? Always. So, just give honor and respect to all the brothers and everybody who tuned in tonight, you know what I'm saying? Because these are the faithful ones. These are the faithful ones amongst us who truly build it. You can tell where their attention at because they can be doing anything in the world tonight, family. They could be, preoccupied with miscellaneous, minute, small things that probably really just, taking you away from your focal point. But they tuning in to the foundation. So let's give thanks and salute to everybody that, joined the platform and always got something to bring and add. You know what I'm saying? Also to the creators, you know what I'm saying? The creator and the co-creators of this frequency right here, bro. But just to be brief with it, I was listening to the brother when he was talking about doing business and hollering that soap and then, creating something like, a tab or something. But, where I'm from, from the block down here, we call that a face card. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from a block where, I'm from a project where in Birmingham, Alabama, bro. It's one of the biggest ones. It's called Metropolitan Garden, also known as Central City. But at the same time, we was taught to go into the stores, and this started off like an instinct. You could tell that we're born to do business. Every chemical makeup in our body is born to do business. Every cell. So here's the thing about fair exchange of energy. We would go into the store corner and whatnot, and we would be posting up, considering we did things to generate, I would say, fiat, currency or whatnot to do certain activities. But at the same time, the store owners, Arabs, so to speak, whatnot, they was in tune with this. They were actually aware of this. So by them being aware and knowledge of what we were doing, family, it was weird, but with not much. And we would also utilize our face card afterwards, you know what I'm saying? I would be short, but then again, the brother would also tell me, he would let me know. He would say, listen, man, I am, I know you coming here often. I see you good. And he started knowing me by my name, Mello. Even the Pakistanis and whatnot, they would call me something else. They would call me Dutchie.
Dutchy, Dutchy, come in, because, you know, I always come in, man. I get a pineapple orange. I get some Dutch. You know what I'm saying? I get a couple bananas. I get a pack of peanuts, and I'm on the block. And when I come out the block, I'm back on outside the store corner, chopping up with the brothers, probably dropping a jewel. And at the same time, what I just did unconsciously, until I started being aware of it, I just set up a line of relation of doing business, working companies. And I'm like, wow, my face is actually good. So I started going and I created a tab with these brothers on the store corner. And before long, I've done this from my hood. I've done this from another hood. I did it to another hood. And I actually showed the brothers a form of how to do, because they was going all the time like, Dutchy, like, bro, Mello, man, how you go in there and go grab stuff and yada, yada, and walk, you know what I'm saying, you good. I said, man, listen, form of relationship. What I should have been really kicking to him is a form of trust. But see, I wasn't that more endowed into the information then, you know what I'm saying, like now. But, you know, that's where we was performing those type of acts, though, just to say that, you know what I'm saying, back then. And that now follows you up until this point. So, and I remind you, like, to this day as I speak to you, so I can get off, you know what I'm saying, from the construct, come into the store corner, hit the block, go into there, speak to Ali, ABA, what up, Islam, peace, Dutchy. I go right in there, you know Friday coming, and it's a form of a relationship that we have established of doing business. You see, we all need to be abreast of that, and we can do that on many levels, you see what I'm saying? So, but you got to be good, but your face card got to be good. Don't tarnish your face card, family. You know, if you do anything with any family out here, and they, you know, it's all about a fast changing energy. So, you know, just to the ones out there listening, when you do business with the brother, when you're doing business with anybody, for the fact of that matter, keep in mind that it's the relationship, how it's conducted, and then 9 times out of 10, however the relationship is addressed and handled, that will determine the outcome. So, you know, just speaking from experience, dropping the jewel, trying to see who knows the value of them, get your bag if you got it. You know, it's good. So, thanks, brother, for all you do, coaching the family weekly, taking time out, putting your work in, due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, brother, business is what we're going to have to conduct throughout all our social affairs, personal, you know, every aspect. We're going to have to do it. So I really give thanks, brother. It strengthens me in a relationship, even dealing with the significant other, even dealing with the children, mother, or anybody else. You know, we got to learn how to capitalize, so to speak, you know, expand on our relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, give thanks though. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother does his due, you know what I'm saying, due diligence and service to humanity, man. So encourage me to stay up on mine. Tomorrow I'm meditating. I'm taking the whole day off. I'm going to sit down. I'm getting online. I'm going to check out some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to some entomologists. I'm going to check out some more things. I'm going to, you know, get off into a little reading about some writs, disputes, you know what I'm saying, how to write some things, and just really, man, sit myself down, man, and be more one with myself. You know, that's another thing, family. While we're getting a lot of attention, and I know know this because, you know, when you get praises and honors and gratitude for your works, still, what keeps a brother, what keeps a being grounded is really separating the acknowledgement of appreciation, separating the acknowledgement of praise, separating the acknowledgement of all the, you know, of all the salutes and things that we get, and acknowledging, knowing first and foremost that, listen, this is simply who I am anyway. This is what and who I am. You know what I'm saying? The energy dictates that. You know what I'm saying? And the compliments come afterwards. They come secondary. So, but give thanks, indeed. I'm here to keep it grounded. That's my part. I'm an earth sign. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep things grounded. That's what it is. So I'll see you soon, definitely, too, as well. I got certain ones tuned in. Everywhere I go, I have conversations with certain individuals. They got the number. They tuned in. The bus driver listening. My partner on the block listening. The sister I just met listening. They tuned in. It's all good. So, yeah, we here. And appreciate you so. Just, I know you know, but words are undescribable, my brother. Words are undescribable. You see what I'm saying? What can we actually pay the most beloved? What can we actually pay the beloved, beloved son, from the heavens? I mean, can we really just get so his divine true words? Sure we're not. No, we can't. We can come close, though. So yeah, man. And everybody else, all High Frequency Radio, everybody, shout out to Yusuf, shout out to everybody, brother. Everybody we started out with, wherever they may be right now. So yeah, that's what it is. So, but I'm thankful, brother. I'm thankful. I'm waking up, grand rise tomorrow. Total new breath. You know what I'm saying? Total new breath, man. Every day we renew. Thanks to the foundation, though. Indeed. And, I'm going to let that be that book. Or we can go in, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to do some more things, too, man, because we got some extended stuff, to go in on, But just want to get my implied trust expressed on that right there, and the family can trust that. Indeed.
All right, fam. Appreciate you, man. As always, man. Wise word being spoken. Peace to you, and man. Peace to the God.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Likewise. Peace. Peace, brother.
Yo, have I lost my mind? Or was my man going R2D2 back to regular and then back to the, you know what I'm saying? Was that, Teron, did you hear that, Teron? Teron, you heard that? You ain't even there?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, yeah, I'm here. He sounded like one of them, like an MK malfunction or something, man. He was on, robot. He was chopping. But I was able to make out what he was saying.
Oh, snap. Wait, no, I was on. All right, brother. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. You on the air, man. Live.
Biggity, Brian. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Nah, man.
What's up, man?
You was going in and out. I was like, what's going on?
I heard it too, man. I love it, brother. I will bring it back in, but I'm afraid it's going to sound like that again. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm trying to clone him.
That's not Jesus. That's Copper Tone. What's up, Brian? No, man. I called you, man. What's up?
Yeah, you got me. But,
yeah, I called you, you didn't answer. So it's on you now.
I'm going to call you.
No, I'm just playing.
Anyway.
I'm playing with you. Now you got to call me.
I got to call you. But, yeah, one thing I would suggest is always have a lady, Miss Yvette, started off. She started off, set the tone. Let her, if she on, I think she should go on always first. That's just my opinion. But back to what everybody's pretty much saying, they tell me.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's going to happen from now on. Thanks.
I'd rather a woman started off first, but mother should always start off first. The person that created the universe started off, and then we just do what we do afterwards. But back to what she was saying, she was talking about people gotta understand, about the money thing and everything, right? So, it goes back to who you are and how you're gonna relate to this paper, because we all got energy. We all supposed to control it and do it, control our energy, but not own it, but learn how to control it by controlling our emotions. But a lot of us ain't want to do that. A lot of us ain't want to put the time in. We got excuses, so far and so forth. So you got to realize before you even try to get out of the system, what do you want to do for yourself and what is your purpose? Because if you just trying to get stuff just to have stuff, but you ain't building for nothing, that's pointless. If you just like, I need all these toys, no different than a child just buying. The difference is your toys are bigger than the child. So you just buying nice cars while he buying little cars for himself, but you buying big cars for yourself, but you're not really building to worry about yourself. So I feel like you got to get that mindset first. Once you start really putting the time and the effort, putting your energy into it, you will understand, and it will start, it's like the Wizard of Oz. You find out that it's all a game. That the wizard ain't nobody but a regular person like you and I. And so you got to do that first. And then once you understand that, then you could go on and then learn how to conduct business. Understand you can use Social Security, but when you want to conduct business, like you said, you want to get inside of either take time and learn trust, because trust is a must in this society. And also, learn how to make your own corporation as far as, setting up one of those. But you really need to understand trust. And then back to what the man Daryl was talking about, talking about IOUs and stuff. Well, I believe that people should do that, but people need to put their energy by using these papers to prove to somebody that they want to do it. So I agree with you. People need to do it, and if if people serious about them, I'm pretty sure you meet them halfway. But they gotta step up, because I feel like a lot of people give a lot of free information, and they just it goes out their head, because they ain't putting no money into it, or they ain't putting no energy into it, and so they don't mean nothing to them, But when they put something into it, even if it's a couple of dollars, now they feel like they're obligated, because they say, I gotta get this note, these notes, I gotta get my money's worth, quote unquote. And then like my man Jawan said, you gotta understand the credit game, because I was learning that by myself, and then linked up with that brother, we got the same, start understanding. He already understood it, but it was like better to hear somebody else say it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not losing my mind. So it is how it goes down. And another thing I would say is like look into, like he was talking about the annual free credit one. You also could look into LexisNexis. That could help also figure out where you at on there. And then for me, as what I am, the thing I could say is I'm a person who have a disability, or I wouldn't say, it's just a way of learning differently than everybody, right? So for people who get like these PDFs, like from you and stuff, they might be like, I can't read all this. It's hard for me to consume this, and and they feel like they're out of the game because they can't get started. Well, I'll tell them go get these readers. There's one called Moon Reader. You can go get on any app store from the iPhone all the way to the Android one, and it can help you because they have the thing that will actually read it, and then you could follow along with it and then develop your ability to read or to understand what's going on. Even if you listen to it like an MP3, keep on listening to it, you will start understanding it, because there's a lot of people who can read stuff, but they don't understand what they're actually doing. The real thing is we got to comprehend what we listen to and what we're reading. And so I'm trying to come up with something to make it better, an app or something on my own, because I have a way that I've been doing, and I've been able to get all this information, and that's, to help people who won't have the ability to do, who don't think, they have the ability, but they don't really feel like it. You just got to put time and effort, but that's one of the jewels I'll say. Go get any one of these free readers, but the one I will say is the Moon Reader. It's a free one, and you can find it. You just put the PDF on there, and then it'll be able to read it to you. And then you could just be in the car, listen to books and stuff, and then go get an audio Audible. They got free ones, for like 30 days, and you could go get some from there as far as these books that have something to do with that. So you gotta find a way to do what you gotta do. It's like a person who's in a wheelchair. They don't quit. They just figure out how to maneuver around society. They don't cry about it. Maybe they do for a little bit, but eventually, like, I got to do what I got to do. I can't sit here and mope. So, as far as, like I said, I got a problem. I learn differently. I ain't the quickest reader as everybody. It takes me a lot longer. But I'm able to get the information, and I've been, making the moves and learning probably more than some people because I was determined to do it. So you got to look at yourself. What do you want in life before you do anything? And then what is your end goal? Do you want to keep on working for somebody, or do you want to start controlling your own world and control it? And that's pretty much it on my end.
Hey, I appreciate you as well as everyone that comes in and drops jewels. That, to me, that means a lot, man. And keep working on the app, man. Make a difference. That's one of the best things you can do. Generating income off, making a difference and feeling good is one of the best things you can do. So, yeah, man, keep it up. And then you call me. No, I'm just playing.
No, I'm good, man. But yeah, I just had to break, what out for me. I wanted to go relate to what everybody was saying, And the last thing, I just feel like you gotta realize what you want, because, like you said, you figure out what you good at. You thought you wanted something else. Now you can still do that, but you're doing this. And you gotta realize people just, people gotta fill out what they're good at and then figure it out and then roll with it, And that's like my end. It's just you gotta get your mind right, and then to get the information, it'll come to you. Because if you're ready, the energy will come to you in the way it's supposed to. Because I really sometimes try to wear it. It's weird to me how I linked up with you guys, And now I'm talking, we here, and doing what we doing. I'm trying to get to my point. Y'all give me information, and I'm doing what I'm doing to get there. So I appreciate you and everybody on this radio station, and the people I meet on the outside too, from you, and just coming to this knowledge.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you adding to the platform. Definitely, and always being consistent on the show and dropping knowledge, man. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. And
I try.
Look forward to.
I try.
Look forward to chatting it up on the next show, man. So have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. And peace to the guys, family.
Peace to the trustees.
And peace to the trustees. All right, y'all. That's it. I love you. But on the wrap up, a send off. I wanted to say this real quick, and I'm out of here. A send off. It's a phrase. When I was coming up, it's a send off. Send off can mean several different things, in my opinion. One of them being what I'm about to, speak on. The send off, in my opinion, a person that will make you. I wouldn't say make you, but people say this, so I'm gonna say it the way people understand. It's a person that'll make you lose your position based off a bad decision that you make. So if it's like, I don't deal with, people who talk with their hands. You get around someone who talks with their hands, and then you tell them, I don't like people who talk with their hands. Now they know that in the future, if you ever talk with your hands, if they talk with their hands, they're gonna upset you. So it gives people, I wouldn't say cause, but fuel to, in a sense, get at us. And I want to say this, don't, and that's a very crude example, but, I want to say, don't get caught up in being a send-off. And what I mean by that is, I don't let people put me in a position to where I feel a certain way, so I make a certain dysfunctional decision, so I get some immediate gratification on my internal feeling of self-hatred, I guess, in the moment, and I have a terrible long-term result from that impulsive decision. I don't put myself in the situation, is what I'm saying. And I don't deal with send-offs. And I don't let nobody send me off. So that's really like a trustee type of principle. Regardless of what's going on, I need to execute. I need to get done what I'm supposed to get done. Whether you're having a bad day, you got in a car accident earlier, or you just want to yell at someone because your life sucks. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to let it affect it. I still need to get done whether it's opening accounts or, driving to the beach. On the way there, you cut me off, give me the finger. I do not care. That's on you. Keep going. I'm looking to get where I'm supposed to get. And I just kind of wanted to leave y'all with that tidbit. It's like, don't let people send you off. To me, it's giving away power. It's giving, or at least showing people buttons and labeling them. This will make me upset. This will make me lose my temper. This will make me do something dramatic, and maybe you'll think it's funny or you'll get some sort of amusement out of it because everyone likes drama. Let's just stop messing with send-offs and allowing people to send us off. In the meantime, everyone, and then we're going to get out of here, everyone who's working a W-2 job, who has a job right now, this is the first quote that I'm going to ever quote right now. That's mine. So L. There is nothing, absolutely, quote this, nothing wrong with having a job as long as you have a plan. So L. I said that. First, probably the only quote I'm ever claimed. Probably someone else said it. But I'm saying it right now. And if someone else said it, they got a superior claim, I will relinquish my claim because, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm a trustee. But ultimately, there's nothing wrong with having a job as long as you have a plan. A lot of people feel down. They think about going private and being independent or being sovereign or being a national or something like that. You got to provide for yourself and, so on and so forth. Damn all that. Forget what people think about you and how they're looking at you and what is going on in their mind. You got a plan. Execute your plan. If that means you got to have a job for a second, keep your job. If it means you got to go get a job and you know this information, go get the job. Even if you know the information, you might have a plan. Like, I'm going to take advantage of this first-time home buyer. This is easier to generate income because I have this specific skill, and I'm just going to get a job versus, try to get these, private entities off the ground and get their bank accounts going and blah, blah, blah. You understand what I'm saying? Bottom line, there's nothing wrong with having a job as long as you have a plan. Period. And please take that to heart. Understand that. Don't feel bad. Don't put yourself down. That self-negative talk, that negative self-talk that in your mind, in our minds, that we say about ourselves is the worst. And that's part of the beginning of all the other stuff that we want to change and we wish was different. So understand, if you're in a certain position, don't be hard on yourself. As long as you got a plan, just say, I got a plan, and execute the plan. Please understand what I'm saying, because I love you, and I want you to be in a better position, because I like to see my people doing things that make them happy, and doing good and enjoying themselves. You see a little kid laugh, and we laugh, but why don't we laugh when an adult laughs? Unless it's like some weird joke. I laugh in public. I hear someone laughing, I'll start laughing. What you laughing at? People laughing. It's funny. I can hear it. People like, you weird, whatever. That's just me. I like to see other people enjoy themselves. So enjoy yourself. And understand that whatever situation you're in, as long as you have a plan, execute the plan. And then you ain't got no time to be feeling bad, putting yourself down, or dealing with this negative self-talk. Y'all understand what I just said? There's a such thing as negative self-talk. And that's, it happens. A lot of people do it. You probably do it. Most likely you do it. And that's a thing. It's called negative self-talk, talking negatively about yourself in your own mind. And it leads to certain negative images of yourself because you are the creator of your own future and destiny and present position. Pay attention to that. Get into a better position. Don't make mistakes. Understand the truths of the 98 number. It is not a replacement for the Social Security number. Don't do it to yourself. Might be some sort of federal charge. I don't know. I'm not going to try it. But be smart. But most importantly, understand what information is correct and which information is incorrect. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com. You know the deal. Welcome to thefoundation.com. Sign up to the email list. Definitely going to send out these documents to everyone on the email list by Saturday, no later than Saturday. And once again, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Every single week, it gets better and better. And I couldn't do it without you. Don't make the wrong decision by using information that is lacking. And it's on you to understand what you're doing. Like I said, have a plan. But in the meantime, enjoy yourself. Kiss someone you love. Remember someone you cared about, but something that you enjoy, not something that was negative. That's if they passed away. We all have differences. I remember my brother in the best sense of remembrance. And you should remember your loved ones who aren't here as well, and appreciate the ones who are here, because you never know. You understand what I'm saying? Peace to the gods. I love you. Until next time, enjoy yourself, love yourself, and be safe.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.